Everyone knows the role of the priest within a parish, but few understand what a deacon does. OC Catholic TV sat down with Diaconate Director Frank Chavez to learn more about the important role deacons have within the Catholic Church.
The deacon takes the grace of the altar into the streets and the needs of the streets to the altar. It's the church's service sacramentalized. The role of the priest is mainly pastoral or spiritual. He takes care of the spiritual pastoral roles of the people, mainly in a parish environment if he's assigned to a parish. The deacon's essential role is one of serving. Diaconia is service. We have a liturgical role, preaching, proclaiming the gospel, the intercessions at Mass, baptisms, marriages, gravesides, but mainly where we're rooted is in that of service. Or our guys work in the jails, homeless centers, advocacy, immigration. Those are the kind of things that deacons, that's the role. For many years, the diaconate was only defined as a pass-through role. They're what is called transitional deacons, and it's still the case. Men who are on the way to priesthood are ordained deacons first for 6 months, a year, because they eventually will become priests. We are permanent deacons. It's a distinct order with its own charism, with its own identity. And we're not moving on to priesthood. We're serving as deacons proudly and joyfully. In Vatican II, the bishops discuss whether or not deacons, because they are clergy, because they are ordained to holy orders, should be celibate like the priests. But because of the fact that what we bring to the diaconate into the church is our marriage, our families, our experience of life in tuition, a mortgage, all those things, that's a gift to the church. A relationship with our wife, a gift to the church. So the bishops made an exception in this case to have a clergy allowed to be married and be able to serve the church as a deacon in the sacrament of holy orders. You need to be no younger than 35 to begin formation, not ordination, and no older than 60 to begin formation. Preparing for diaconate in our diocese is 5 years, and it goes from the very beginning where they become what is called aspirants, and then candidates, and then they're ordained to diaconate. There's an academic component where they have school, they take classes. There's a spiritual component where they are in spiritual direction and are working on prayer, on their spiritual life. And there's the outreach, because key to diaconate is being out there, getting your feet wet, being out there in society. And there's an internship through each year. And if they're married, which most of them are, the wives go through the whole process themselves, because she's got to be on board. We can't have this guy all of a sudden doing all this wonderful stuff and she's left behind. Remember, that's a gift we bring. We're married men. We bring the gift of our sacrament of matrimony to the church and to our service. What we're looking for primarily as an applicant is humility and a service to the church. Remember what the diaconate is. The men and their wives already are involved in many ways in a parish community. Not necessarily in the liturgical life of the church, although that's good, but in the outreach part. Do they have this heart for service? Do they have that compassionate part of them that looks out? That's who we look for. In humility, that are willing to serve. Somebody inquires about the diaconate by calling our office, calling the diocese, talking to your pastor especially, because the way it's done in our diocese, and most of them, the pastors nominate, recommend, and hopefully the pastors are asking their pastoral team, the people that work with them, who do you see out there as already being a deacon, as a servant? That's who I want to present to the diocese.